Good evening. I wanted to use this week's Midweek Musing just to respond to the latest government announcement that church services can resume from the 4th of July. This includes weddings for up to 30 people with social distancing and no singing, and ordinary Sunday services as well. We've been waiting for our own bishop to give us local practical guidelines for what it might look like here for us locally, and we're waiting for that. For example, we don't know if that 30 number only applies to weddings or ordinary Sunday services. We don't think so. And we're not quite sure yet what needs to be put in place practically in order for us to sing, for example, for us to have children and youth work provision, some of the things that are really key for us here at St Mary's. What we do have is the Bishop of London has said this: we will not be returning to normality just yet, but this is the next step on a journey. We'll be planning carefully and making detailed guidelines available to churches to enable them to hold services when safe and practical. It's important to say that the change in guidance is permissive, not prescriptive. So with each phase of the lifting of lockdown restrictions, as a church, we've tried to ensure that we meet it and we do so safely. This next phase is the least straightforward phase. And the general Church of England guidelines that have just been released are very detailed. So it's going to take us some time to work out how we're going to do this. How can we meet the guidelines? What practical things do we need to put in place? How can we manage children and youth work provision, for example? I also suspect there's probably a range of feelings about restarting services anyway. If it's going to feel different to what we're used to, then some may not want to come because it just represents more change, and we've had so much change to deal with. For others with children, if there isn't good children's provision, then it just makes it a lot harder for them. If we have to restrict numbers, we don't want to be in a position of turning people away or having a booking in system or multiple services. And for others, I guess it just represents still too great a risk anyway. So of course, we want to open as soon as we practically are able to do that. But there's so many things we need to think through carefully first. I'm also aware that many of the things that we hold dear here at St Mary's, a warm environment, hospitality, worship, children and youth work, all of these things actually make running services that bit more complex. We would really welcome your comments. So please use the comments facility here or just email myself or Adrian directly. We want to know what you think, right from, come on, we want to get going as quickly as we can, to actually the online stuff is great and we're just happy with that for now, or it feels too risky, so I'm just not going to come out right now anyway. Whatever you are thinking, we'd really like to hear from you.